Hey there, welcome to another episode of Legends with Elroy. I'm so excited because today I'm going to tell you more about Billy Bob the Knight. Now this story starts in Billy Bob's bathtub. Splish splash, I was taking a bath, all about a Saturday night. A rubber-dubber just relaxing in the tub. Well, one of these days, I'm gonna finish my bath without someone knocking on the door. I guess that's not today, though. So Billy Bob walked up to the front door, and he opened it, and outside was Porky. Now, you may remember, Porky is a porcupine. He's not a pig. Some people think he's a pig because his name is Porky, but he's not. He's a porcupine. Anyways, next to him was a skunk. And Billy Bob said, "Oh no, not again." And Porky said, Hey, it's okay. It's Stanley. Do you remember Stanley? He's the one that sprayed you." Billy Bob said, "Yes, I do. I really do remember Stanley." And Stanley said, "Well, I asked Porky to bring me here because I wanted to tell you that I'm really sorry about all that. You know, I was scared. And, well, I'm just sorry. And I wanted to offer you my services to wash all of your clothes. Because I know they all still smell really bad. And when you go into town, everybody's like,
"Oh, no, not again. Oh, Billy Bob, no."
And I don't want it to be like that when it's my fault. Billy Bob said, "That's a great idea. I'd love it if you would do that. Here, come on in." So Billy Bob led him in the house, and he said, "Go ahead and take the clothes. Just make sure to leave me a change of clothes." So then, once they left, Billy Bob walked back into the bathroom, to the bathtub. He got his bubbles going, and he started singing, "As this dash, I was taking a bath, all about a Saturday night. A rubber." I guess they must have forgotten something. So Billy Bob reached for his towel, but it was gone. Then he opened up his cabinet and he looked for the other towels. They were gone too. Then he looked where his pants all were in his drawer. They were gone. His shirts, they were gone. He looked to see if he could use his blanket. It was gone. All that was left were a pair of boxers. And they had hearts on them. So, anyways, Billy Bob put the boxers on, and he walked up to the front door, and he opened it, and the squirrel was like, "Wow, what is going on?" And Billy Bob said, Hey there, squirrel. How are you doing?" The squirrel said, "Can't you put some pants on?" He's like, "Don't worry about it." The squirrel said, "Well, Billy Bob, we need your help." Billy Bob said, "Well, what's going on? Are there dragons loose?" The squirrel said, "No, worse." Billy Bob was thinking, there really isn't anything worse than a dragon, but, I mean, are there trolls out? The squirrel said, "Worse." Billy Bob said, "Well, are there spiders?" The squirrel said, "Worse." Billy Bob said, "Pirates?" The squirrel said, "Even worse. Chipmunks." Billy Bob said, "Chipmunks? Chipmunks are worse than all the other ones? Oh, okay. So what do you need my help with?" The squirrel said, "The chipmunks have come into our forest, and they're taking it over. You know, they're smaller than us, but they're really fast, and they're stealing all the nuts. They can fit all of these massive pecans and walnuts in their mouths, and then they just run away, and we can't do anything about it. And, well, we wondered if maybe you could come and negotiate a treaty so that they stay on their side of the forest, and we stay on our side of the forest." Billy Bob said, "Yeah, I could probably come and join for a treaty, but what about tomorrow? You see, all my clothes are at the cleaners, and no, Billy Bob, we need you to join us today. Otherwise, there might be a war, the likes that the world has never seen. Squirrel against chipmunk. Not since the old days have such things happened. So we couldn't do tomorrow, or maybe even the next day, or even like late today? No. Okay. So Billy Bob went in and he got his helmet and his shield and his sword and his boxers. And he started walking with the squirrel. Now when they got to the forest, it was almost nighttime and a fierce breeze had started to blow. Billy Bob kind of started to shiver. He was like, hey, is it drafty in here? The squirrel was like, I have fur, so I don't really know. Billy Bob was like, okay. So they went into the forest, and they heard great noises all around them. And then they were surrounded by chipmunks. And a great chipmunk chieftain walked out. Now this chipmunk was clearly a chieftain, because he had a staff, and on his head he wore a whole grapefruit with a pomegranate. I don't really know how he did that, because both those fruits are like twice the size of a chipmunk, but he did it. He had some real strong neck muscles. And he said, what are you all doing here? The chipmunks own this turf. Billy Bob said, come on, chipmunks. You guys need to work with the squirrels here. You guys can have this side of the forest, and the squirrels can have this side of the forest. And the chipmunk said, that actually makes a lot of sense. But you have to prove to us that you're telling the truth, that you really want the best for both of us. So we need you to climb the tree. What? Well, we want you to climb a tree. Billy Bob said, well, I don't think I should really climb any trees. I'm not a chipmunk or a squirrel. They said, good point. You know what? We have an even better idea. Giles the chipmunk over here messed up, and he accidentally dropped a lot of walnuts into the pond over there. But you see, none of us can swim because we're chipmunks. We need you to go down there and get them. Billy Bob thought, well, that doesn't sound like that bad. I mean, it's just a pond. So he set his helmet down, set his sword down, and his shield. And he got ready, and he jumped in. He jumped in, and he swam down to where the walnuts were. And then he looked around. Oh, no. There were alligators all over the place. So he started swimming fast, punching, swim. And he made it out of the water. Although an alligator did almost get him. Here you guys go. Now, can I go home now? I'm all wet, and I think I have a cold. So the chipmunks and the squirrels made peace, and they did not go to war, and Billy Bob got to go home. Now that night, as he lay in bed, without his blanket, while sneezing, he just hoped for a good night's sleep. Not again. And that, my friends, is how the story of the squirrels and the chipmunks and Billy Bob's pants ends. Well, I'll see you in the next episode of Legends with Elroy. See you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.